What's up everybody, Grinning here, and this is my review for Bleach chapter 530. So the chapter starts off basically straight after the last chapter. We see two Shinigami in, I forget the name of the city, it's not Karakura Town, it's the other one. One's Fullbringers. Anyway, we see two Shinigamis and they're talking about when the other Shinigami died and how it was raining the whole time when they died, And then Ishin appears behind him and says, "Oh, thanks for the heads up," pretty much and then they get shocked and "What the hell are you doing here?" And he's like, "Oh, came out here to drain the lizard. No, just making jokes." And they call him a terrible liar, and then he says once it starts raining, the two of them are dismissed. Pretty much straight after that, it goes to the Ishida house, and we see Masaki Kurosaki there, and Ishida's grandmother. And she's asking about school, and Masaki's like, "Oh, school's going well, I like the commute and I look forward to it," and that she gets good lunch deals in the school or something like that. And then basically Ishida's grandmother's just like, "No, I'm talking about, okay, what about the holy training?" And she's just, taking baby steps. And this pisses her off, and then Ryukin comes in and just tells her to stop. He could hear her from outside, and then Masaki she basically just leaves the room then, and she kind of flirts with Ryukin as well, which is kind of funny. It's very sly flirting now, but you can kind of see it, especially with the face she makes. I like Masaki's personality as well. So she leaves the room, and then the helper, Katagira I think her name is, I'm not 100% sure, I'm just trying to remember this off the top of my head. She comes in and, she and Ryukin talk about an arranged marriage, basically between Ryukin and Masaki. Now we all know that doesn't happen, but they're talking about that, and Ryukin basically says he doesn't know if she'd be happy with it. He's doing it for the bloodline, but he also believes that people should marry because of love, not because they're being told to. And this is kind of hinting at this being Ishida's mother. Of course, not confirmation yet, but pretty much every reviewer I've watched has pretty much talked about this. So, no, I'm not the only one who's thinking about it. A lot of people are. So yeah, they talk about that, and then it goes back to the two Shinigami. Back to two Shinigami, and there's it's raining, maybe we should leave. And then you're like, no, if we go back, we get a demotion. Now, this doesn't make sense, because Ishin dismissed them, so technically that's what they're supposed to be doing. So staying there would that not be more of a demotion than going back? I don't really entirely get that, but yeah, there's that. And then Ishin's trying to think to himself, whatever it is, it's just killing Shinigami. He doesn't know if there's a hit on them, or it's just it's attracted to the immense spiritual power that Shinigami have. So he tests out this theory and raises this spiritual pressure, and then the two Shinigami die, and he's like, okay, maybe it's not because of the spiritual pressure, and he goes straight down to Shinigami, and something appears behind him. He turns around and sees a Vasta Lorde who looks exactly like Ichigo's hollow form when he was fighting Ulquiorra. That is the summary for the chapter. Now here's my thoughts. I'll start off the first part with Ishin's jokes. I like Ishin, I like that he's making these jokes. It's definitely him. I like how he's always kind of been like this. But we all know he can get serious at times, like when he was fighting Aizen. And now obviously when he's telling Ichigo the story. And then at the Ishida residence, I'm really liking Masaki's character, because of course we've never really known her personality. She's in very motherly, but in this she's completely different. She's more like Orihime, like many people have said, which I think is pretty cool, because I personally believe Orihime should have been one of the better characters. I mean, Orihime had so much potential at the very start. So now we have Masaki, who's a strong Orihime in a sense, personality wise anyway. She has Isha's power, but acts like Orihime. And this could be hinting at Ichihime. I doubt it now, but you never know. I'm not an Ichihime fan, I'm an Ichiruki fan and an Ishihime fan, so whatever. But yeah, it could be hinting at that. I like Ryukin in this chapter as well. I'm glad we got to see him. We haven't seen him in a long time. And he reminds me a lot of the character from Bakuman, you know, not the main guy, but the other guy, the dude with glass and kind of sandy blonde hair. The guy who helps him, he writes the stories, like, he reminds me a lot of him, which is good, because I've been actually meaning to get back into that manga. So I need to start reading some new manga again. I read like the first 40 chapters of that, maybe, I think. Anyway, yeah, he reminded me a lot of him. And the house butler person, whatever she is, the helper, really seems like that could be Ishida's mother, and that'd be interesting, because you can kind of see the resemblance. The dark hair. He obviously Ishida would take Ryuken's face and the glasses, and then he'd take his mother's hair. That seems very possible. And then after that, the whole Vasto Lorde thing. Now, obviously, this is going to have something to do with Ichigo, because it even said that this is involved with Aizen. So, and Aizen said he knew about Ichigo before he was born. So maybe this hollow will like either be infused into Isshin or Masaki, and then when Masaki gives birth to Ichigo, Ichigo will be born with 3 different powers: Shinigami, Quincy, and Hollow. I think that'd be pretty cool if that's the way it goes, because I mean it makes sense. I don't really see how any other way you could do that, unless for some reason they have like a big fucking threesome or something, which I highly doubt, because this dude's fucking evil as hell, as you can already tell. But he looks exactly like Ichigo, so it's definitely something to do with him. I'm glad that we're finding out his hollow powers. I don't think anybody expected that we'd find out about the hollow powers in this flashback, but maybe some did. I'm really liking this flashback moment. It's great. It's just so informative. It's just as good as Turn Back the Pendulum. Possibly even in a few chapters it could be better. I hope it goes through the years and not just like, you know, just this one day or two, you know. I want it to go through like, of course when he first meets Masaki, how they get along, then the whole how Isshin and Ryu can become friends and stuff like that, and yeah, just like basically go through that. And I'm wondering now, is Ishida or Ishida a full blood Quincy? Because if the Kitagawa, I think her name is, I'm really not sure on her name. If she is Ishida's mother, I don't think she's a Quincy. I think she's just a normal human who has knowledge of the Quincy's. So it could be possible that Ryu Ishida is actually not a full-blooded Quincy. So that could be interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I really enjoyed this chapter. I think this review was a bit short, but again, I kind of just flew through everything, because everything was kind of informative, so wasn't too much I can say about it already that hasn't already been explained in the chapter. I wonder now if we're going to see Ginjo, because since they're in the same city as him, it could be possible that he's also Isshin's son, because he does look similar to Ganju. I doubt it now, but there is a slight chance that that it's possible. Like, because I hope we find out how he became a substitute Shinigami. That'd be interesting, because he's obviously back now, as he's, from the looks of it, he's going to be helping out Soul Society with Tsukishima and Giriko. So yeah, I hope we find out more about him as well. If we do, it probably won't be for a few chapters at least. Very annoyed that there's no chapter next week. So yeah. So for next week, I'm not 100% sure what I'll do with a video. I might do a Naruto review, because I love Naruto as well. I find Naruto a bit harder to review than I do Bleach, because there's a lot of information in every Naruto chapter. So, sorry. I'm not sure what I'll do. If you have any suggestions, bring them on, give them to me here. And I'm thinking of doing every Friday, naming 3 people, 3 people's channels I think you should check out and why. I'm not 100% sure on that, if I'll do that yet, but I might give it a test run. This was an idea from a friend of mine, so I might give that a go. Another one I'm thinking, another video series I'm thinking of, just doing 5 anime or manga facts, you know, certain mangas or just manga in general. I think that'd be interesting. Obviously I wouldn't know them all off the top of my head. I'll be searching them up and all that, but if I know some, I'll obviously put them up as well. So for next week, give me a few ideas what I can do for a video idea for next Wednesday. If I can't think of one, I'll just do a Naruto review, Or maybe, yeah, I'll do an Naruto review probably, but again, throw your ideas towards me. Chapter is 9 out of 10. Just Green Economy. I'll talk to you later.